So hi guys, and welcome back to the channel for another trail cam review. Today we are going to be looking at the brand new Recon Force Elite HP5 Ultra from Browning. Now these cameras are newly released here in the UK. I think this month is the time they're being released. This is a brand new camera. It follows along from the very popular HP4s, and there have been other HP5s. Okay, but this is the Recon Force Elite HP5 Ultra. Okay, we're just going to go through some of the basic specs for this trail camera. So it's got a 46 megapixel camera, which is a considerable upgrade on the previous models, just to enable some really sharp, good images whilst retaining sharpness, good color contrast, especially in low light situations, not necessarily in dark, but certainly when you're in a woodland environment like this. Okay, it's got a 1440 60 frames a second full HD camera, recording that video from minimum to 5 seconds up to 2 minutes. It's got high dynamic range as well for nighttime images, which is very, very handy, and its format is H.264. Okay, it's got a 2-inch color screen inside, which is nice, and its nighttime performance is 130 foot, which is the infrared flash range for the camera. It's got 5 IRs for nighttime illumination there, which are visible. And it's also got the new Radiant 5 night illumination technology there, which is new in these cameras. Its trigger detection is 0.1 to 0.7 seconds, with a 0.5 recovery time after the images and after the video has been captured. Its detection range is about 100 feet, so a really good detection range to get that subjects or the subjects moving towards the camera, getting that camera ready for that activation as well. So very, very good there. It takes up to a 512 gig SD card, which is kind of more than enough than you need, which it'll take the latest XC cards as well there, which is really good. Okay, it takes 8 AA batteries. I use the Energizer lithiums, or I use other brands lithiums, or if the weather dictates because it gets cold, I use other batteries, non-lithium types in there, due to their longer life than they do. Lithium do drain quite a lot quicker. But in conjunction with this new model, we have got 2 new bits of kit. We have got the solar battery pack, and we've got finally the internal battery for this camera. So this battery here is compatible with certain types of Browning cameras, generally all the new ones. It's a 30% more power than standard Energizer batteries, and that slots into the camera. So you've got that longevity then, that better battery. Charges via USB-C, and that comes in there as well. So plug that into the wall, charge it up, job done. So a really good thing to have. I'm so glad it cuts down on the cost for buying batteries and then disposing of, and having the rechargeable ones, which over time they do get less and less performance from those, as you would do with this, but it is a lot better, and you can have 2 of these and just replace them as and when. So in conjunction with that, you can have 8 AA's in there, or this battery fitted to the camera. And we've got this, which is the solar pack. So the solar pack here, it's got a solar panel on top. It's got a cable that connects into the DC cable at the bottom of the trail camera, and this has got its own internal battery. So you plug this into the camera, it charges the batteries inside with the solar unit, and having batteries inside the camera as well is better, just in case you do get any major battery drain, lack of light, and this runs down. But this is a 2000 ampere hours, I think, battery in there with its solar panel at the top. So in conjunction with this, the battery pack and the camera itself allows you to keep the camera in situ for long periods of time, allowing you to capture a maximum amount of images and video, because a lot of the time you're sort of to and froing, disturbing the wildlife, coming in to, say, a forest, a field margin, whatever, and you're coming in every couple of days to check the battery. This you can just leave, let wildlife relax, because if you inadvertently go into the woods, etc., and then the deer flush, say, or the foxes and badgers, you're leaving your scent trail around, you can leave it for long periods of time, let everything chill out and relax, and then come back weeks, months later, and then check your images and video, dependent on what size card you have in there. So a very, very good addition. Having all of these three together really does allow you then to capture the action and make the most of what you've got wherever you're monitoring for monitoring disturbance, or even if you're a hunter or monitoring movements on your land. These are really good bits of kit, and I certainly would wholeheartedly recommend Browning. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually install this into either the meadow here on my land or in the woods, and hopefully we'll leave it there for a period of weeks, maybe a month, and then we're going to come back and then we're going to take the memory card out, take it back, download those images and have a look at the quality. See what the image quality is like with the stills, that 46 megapixel, and see what the quality is like with the video, especially now at 1440, at full HD, at 60 frames, not 30. It has got glow on this one, as with the one which is the Spec Ops, which has no glow. You've got that new 5 IR LEDs, and you've got that new Radiant 5 technology as well. So these are new cameras. Browning, tried and tested, HP5, amazing. Just want to thank Browning as well for gifting me this camera for the review. I work pretty much exclusively with Browning because I think they are the best cameras for me personally. And hopefully this will be no exception, especially when we check out the images and the video at the end of this review, and hopefully we'll leave it out for a period of about a month. So we're testing night and daytime. So join me for the install in the field, and then back and we'll have a chat and see what it produces. So guys, back in the woods and fields for the install today. Had to charge up the external battery, making sure that was all good to go. So that's done. So this is like the following day. So we're going to head up, find a good position for the field cam, and going to get that set up with the solar unit and the internal battery, and then leave that in situ with a good sized memory card. Got a 128 gig card in there, so should do me for a fair while. And yeah, leave it for a month, maybe longer, and see what sort of images we've got and video. So guys, I've got the Recon Force Elite ready to go. I'm just going to attach it here to this gate, this fence post, and going to put it fairly good height actually. I'm going to go about there. Tighten that in. Okay, nice and tight onto the post. Spin that back round a bit. Nice and tight. And we've got the orientation there. We've got a few hay bales here, which would be good for birds to perch on, and the deer moving through. There's lots of plant material on the ground here. We've got a lot of pink clover and white clover, and perfect for the deer to graze on. And I've also got here is a security strap, which is bought separately, which is wire covered in plastic, looped it through the back of the unit, and I'll tie this on, go through the barbed wire there to make sure that just in case anybody comes along and they see it, not that they should in here because it's all private, but you never know, and it just keeps it that much more secure. So we're just going to attach this, but before we do that, we're just going to put on the solar unit. So south is this way, so ideally I'd like to put the solar unit quite high up like that, but I'm going to put it just below the unit, about there. Sun's there, going to keep that illuminated, and then I can attach this as well. Oh man, the rain. Well, it's raining guys, but we're going to go with it. So we're going to attach the solar unit just below there, just like that. Happy days. It's only a bit of rain. So this camera's got the internal battery, the lithium battery, which is the 30% longer power. It Have to excuse the weather, but we're here now. We're just going to crack on. You just want to make sure that is nice and tight. Okay. Brilliant. So we've got a few turns around the posts here. Perfect. And got a little loop there. And we've got a lock to attach to it. Just undo that. These locks are all linked in the vlog description. These are all bought separately, and the lock there is just to keep that secure with a little tumble lock on it. Job done. Okay, and I'm going to plug the solar unit in too. Just going to route this up through. Plug that in underneath. There we go. So there we have it. We've got the camera itself, the Recon Force, with the battery pack which is installed in there. We've got the solar panel connected to the bottom of the unit. We've got it securely fastened on. Just need to tidy these up. Once we've done that, we'll pull that across there. Make sure these are all fastened up. They don't flap around and give away too much noise and flapping. It'll upset the wildlife. So just tie them in nice and tight and then tie them off. Nice little lark's head knot. Right, rain's come from nowhere. Okay, so let's get that in. Now we've got this one to tie in. Lots of straps. Now the sun's coming out, beautiful. Now I know the DC cable's plugged in there. It's not really interfering with the solar panel. It's just about in the right place. Just lower that down a little bit more. And there we go, guys. We have the Recon Force with the internal battery, and we've got the solar unit with its own internal battery plugged into the camera in a south position. This should last absolutely ages with a 128 gig card in there. I've configured the unit with the date, time, settings, duration, type of camera, trail camera, video, stills only, whatever. It's all going on in there. So we're going to leave this in situ now for a month, maybe a little bit longer, and hopefully we'll get some results. And when we do, we'll have a chat through it and I'll show you the results at the end on the computer. Hi guys, and welcome back for the final look at the Browning Recon Force HP5 Ultra. This was a joy to use. This was placed out in the field on various fence posts with the internal lithium battery, which I explained before in the video, and also the external solar panel. It didn't even use the internal battery, it's just used the solar for the entire time it was there. I'd go past every couple of days and just check the button on the front. You press it and it illuminates and lets you know if it's getting sufficient charge for the internal solar battery. It was always on green, yellow, showing it had full charge and didn't even go to the lithium. So I'm quite confident that you could leave that in the field for quite a prolonged period and you'd get sufficient charge to run that camera constantly. So it was left in there for 4 weeks. I got some various activations in one area, but then I moved the camera to another area where I was hoping to get a few more, which I did, which I was really, really pleased with. All in all, 1440 at 60 frames, I did notice a great deal of difference in a well-lit situation. Certainly that sharpness and the crispness of the video. I did a few stills in there as well, which were good. The 46 megapixel, obviously a clear improvement on the previous models. But I'm not really a stills man for that. I'm more in shooting for video, for my survey work, for my fieldcraft, for my photography. But all in all, the video, I was very pleased, and I did see that noticeable difference in quality in a well-lit environment for sure. Nighttime captures equally at distance. I got some nice deer coming across, as you'll see as we go through, which did capture it at distance, slightly pixelated because it was so far away, but pretty good for considering the size of lens within. The audio was very good as well in the field. It was blowy on a few days, a little bit muffled at times, but that's what you get. It's good quality sound. You can hear the deer moving through, you can hear birds flying past, lots of other stuff as well. So I was really pleased with that. But yeah, all in all, what a great package to have this camera, to have the external solar panel and the internal lithium with a good charged battery in there, and having that lithium battery on the internal part for the solar is just a game changer. Really, it really is great. If you've got a 512 gig card in there, you can just keep going all day long. And so you don't have to set the top quality video. I did it for the review to see how much of improvement it was, so you can reduce that if needed. But all in all, the build quality, as always with Browning, are superb. You know, you get what you pay for at the end of the day, and they are reasonably priced for what they are. But I just want to thank Browning very much indeed for sponsoring the video and for gifting me this camera as part of the review. It was a joy to use. I really do like using Browning products, and they help me daily with my photography. Cuts down the time in the field for me doing my work, so I know I can be in a position to capture the action by using these, by logging dates and times that wildlife move through. But for me, thanks very much indeed for watching. If you don't subscribe to the channel, please click that important subscribe button. Give us a like and a comment if you'd be so kind. It really does help the channel. Please let me know if you've got any different makes that you like. Have you tried this camera? Have you tried the older versions and you still like them over the newer versions? Please let me know. I've done plenty of reviews on my channel, so please also check those out. From me, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.